got to kind of keep an eye on my phone, but they're supposed to be dropping off some packages this morning, and I think one of them has to be signed for.
So yeah, you got to be awake anyway.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they won't show up till probably damn about the time I go live. So,
of course.
Good morning, everybody. Let me get this.
Yeah, who's awake? Who's with us?
It's early. I don't know.
On a Saturday.
I don't know. It's 9 a.m. here, so I'm like, it's people should have been up like 4 hours ago.
4 hours ago. I know when you post it's 5 a.m. time to grind, and I just shake my head like, no. I was like, but so this is how you get so much stuff done. I really feel like that's morning people are the most productive people because they're awake before a majority of people can function. And if that's a skill I could learn, I would definitely do that. This is just before 11 a.m.
It's real easy. So the trick to it is you set the alarm and then you get up. That's the trick.
Is that a secret?
It's that easy. Did you hear her in the background?
Oh, no.
It's not that easy.
It's not. Sometimes I have hit the snooze button and not woken up. Like the alarm has gone off like 2 and 3 times before my brain wakes up enough to be like, oh, that's my alarm. Cameron, I have a thing at 11. So I didn't realize William had changed it, but I had booked a podcast weeks ago at 11 o'clock. Yeah. So I showed up in his chat like, I thought you were launching at 9, like drug myself out of bed, made myself coffee. He was like, no, I changed it. And I was like, dang.
Yeah.
Like, I can't be there.
I'm pretty sure I told her. So it's probably one of those things where I told her early in the morning. She wasn't awake yet, apparently.
Oh, that could have been. All right. If you had told me early in the morning, I didn't remember.
But the other bad thing is I may have told you in my head, but I just didn't send the message. Because sometimes I have a bad habit of that. I think I told somebody something, and in my head, we had that conversation. Like, I told you this is.
I have no notes. I have no notes.
So
I was surprised this morning. I was like, I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna get up.
Yeah, so I figured Lori and I could just go live since she's already up, and we could talk about her Kickstarter a little bit, talk about Psycho Sal a little bit, because holy shit, dude, we got a lot going on.
There's a lot.
I mean, it is 2 big Kickstarters, and where are you at right now on yours?
Oh, let me take a look.
Because you've been going since the 7th, so you officially been up 1 week.
So this is day 7 for issues 1 through 8, and you know how you get like the first week is amazing, and it was a lot of support. Like Cameron, you're oh my gosh, one of my biggest supporters, and
Cameron's always showing up.
Yeah,
and showing out.
He always has.
Yeah.
And then this morning I look, it's still at the same number. So we kind of got stuck at 91. So after that first week, it kind of dies down and then it will pick up again.
Right.
So like, these are all like the big supporters, the true fans, they're here. And the other ones, they might be fans and maybe they've been busy or they miss stuff, but they'll kind of trickle in. And the more podcasts I do, I'll meet new audience. Right. And that's the goal, is to kind of grow the readers every campaign. So we're at 91 backers, 63.19, and so we're real close to breaking another 2 stretch goals. So that's why I'm gonna post after we're done. But it's like 9 more backers unlocks a poker card, in less than $200 we'll unlock the coffee beans. And so nice. Good morning, John West. Hey, Andrea, I love you.
She says she loves you.
Thank you. All right.
Yeah, she had to sleep in until 8:30 this morning. So see.
Yeah. Is Andrea, are you coming to Texoma?
Yep.
Yay.
Yeah, she'll be at Texoma, and so yeah. I'm so ready. What's up, John? I'm so ready for Texoma. That I really like that show. Chris and Kim does such an incredible job with that show.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to. It's usually the first one that I do in the year. So I'm all gung ho to go.
Yeah,
I gotta make hot sauce.
we need to. I'm going to talk to Chris, and I'm going to talk to Brian. Brian, for those that don't know, Brian's he's a couple years ago he got into taking artists and booking them at shows and stuff like that as a little bit of a booking handler. What's up, Josh? I started working with him about a year and a half ago, give or take. And he does a great job. So I'll book some of my shows. He books some of my shows, and he does a great job. I'm going to talk to him about trying to get us, like kind of like me, you, and Chris, as the Charter Comics thing, kind of booked at some of these shows outside of the Texas area a little bit, and try to squeeze in one or two a year for you guys. Because there's some good shows I think you guys would do really well at, like especially if we can get you both in with us at like MegaCon Orlando, or because Chris, as a writer, Chris did very well at MegaCon Orlando, so it's worth the trip. And with how you are with fans and stuff like that too, you're the same way as myself and Chris. I know you'll do well at those shows too. So we need to try to get you guys in at least like the MegaCon Orlando scenario or the Fan Expo Denver. Like that's another really good show I think you guys would do well at. Just to try to get, because the whole point, like I think a lot of artists lose, or creators in general, or people in general. I think, what's up, Kevin? I think they lose the concept of what doing a show really means. It's not about profit per se, even though you do want to make money at the shows. It's about connecting with existing fans that know you, that live in those areas, that come out to see you, but also generating all the new fans that are walking by your table during an event. So,
what state are you in, Cameron? Because eventually we need to all go to where Cameron is too.
Cameron's in North Mississippi, so he's in my state now. He's from Memphis area.
So he's met you, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the closest one to him, so there's two near him. So you have Memphis or Memphis Comic Expo or whatever it is. And I think that con's up for sale right now. So sadly, here's the drawback. Here's the drawback to Mississippi. You have Mississippi Comic-Con that does okay, does pretty good. Then you have Memphis Comic Expo or whatever the hell it was called, that does less. And it's really a shame because Memphis, the one in Memphis, that con's been around for like 15, 20 years, if not more. And with it being a central hub in Memphis, that con should be huge by now.
Yeah,
but the guy who runs it's a cheap ass, and he has no clue how to run a business, and he nickels and dimes everything. And I did that show a few years ago, and I think we saw maybe 200 people. And that, Texoma does more numbers than that show. Cowtown does more numbers than that show. Because it's just ran poorly. If somebody came in and bought that show, though, took it over and really invested in it, that show could easily be as big as Mississippi Con or bigger than Texoma. It could be as big as Huntsville Comic Con. So sadly, it's kind of hard to justify people coming in from Texas or coming in from all these other states on their own dime to go to that show or even the Mississippi show. And I'm not bad mouthing them. I'm just stating what the foot traffic looks like.
Well, and I mean, I feel like between you and Sam Vera, you guys have gone to like all the cons. And so I'm just like, okay, where are you going next? Because I want to go where you go, because you've you've put in your time and you've vetted the shows. And so if you're going to a show, it's because you are there for, like the fan exposure, to sign the books, to meet new people, but also to make a profit.
You got to make a profit because, and that's one of the reasons, a lot of people don't want to talk about the cost of shows. And that's one of the reasons I myself and a couple other will kind of pull the curtain back. These things are expensive to go to. I mean, a 2-day show between hotel, travel, and table costs, just on a 2-day show, Saturday, Sunday, small to medium show, you're spending around $1,000 to do that show before the show doors ever open. If you're doing a 3-day show, it's around 1,200 plus. If you're doing a 4-day show like MegaCon or Fan Expos or New York, etc., now you're talking $1,800 out of your pocket, almost $2,000 before the doors ever open. So
parking and food, and it's just so much.
Yeah, it's and it's sad because, like I said, Memphis being a central travel hub, it's easy to fly in and out of. Memphis should have a large show. Maybe, like I said, maybe around the size of Huntsville Comic-Con. So like a medium size, that they should be at a medium size already. But sadly, the shows in Memphis just don't generate a lot of foot traffic. And again, I'm not trying to badmouth anybody that does shows in Memphis. It's just, we have to look at it from a business standpoint, not from a fan standpoint. You may be having a great time as a fan, but the people working and paid for booths and tables sitting there twiddling their thumbs.
And I mean, this business is a cash-heavy business because when I pay an artist, I can't use my credit card.
Yeah.
I got to pay them from my bank account. And so if I'm going to a con, and again, it's like a lot of times I'm paying for that con 11 months in advance. I'm securing my spot. So let's say I spend, $600 on Fan Expo. That's $600 I don't have access to pay my artists.
Yep.
Right. And then when I go to the con, it costs me time and money and, parking and gas and food and all of that. And if I don't make that back, then again, it's money that I can't spend on my project.
Yeah.
So it's hard.
The only thing you'll be like, every bit of that money, hotels are paid up front.
Yeah.
Travel's set aside up front. The tables are paid for up front. Everything's out the pocket right out the gate. And then you got to wait 6 months or more till you can try to even recoup that money. So sadly, when you're an independent creator, an up and coming artist, or non-mainstream notoriety, you're not getting your travel paid for. You're not getting your tables given to you. So I've been doing this 8 years and I'm just now getting to where, out of last year and this year, I did about 20 plus shows, and I can count on one hand the amount of shows that they gave me a table at. And I can probably count on 3 or 4 fingers that I got table plus hotel. So it's super rare. That's the only bad thing, Cameron, is I'm glad they're getting better. It's just, you gotta, another thing you have to realize, fans, their viewpoint standing in the audience walking around is not the same viewpoint as the people working the shows. You might see tons of people walking around, but how many of those people are buying stuff? Because we do a lot of shows where you see a lot of window shoppers. So, where it costs you, a day pass for a ticket, it costs us $1,000 just for a small show. So it's a different ball game. So as much as here's the real truth of it. It is, let's say you live in a place like Memphis, or you live in a place like Mississippi. It is actually cheaper for you as a fan to drive to another state to see us, or fly to another state to see us, than it is for us to come to you. That's just the way it is,
It's me.
Well, I mean, again, it depends on the perspective, because first off, a promoter running the show is not going to tell you they had a bad show.
No, why would they? They want you to come back next time.
Yeah, they want you to be back next year buying tickets. So they're going to tell you it was a great show, great turnout, etc. So you have to take it with a grain of salt. The same thing applies to other vendors. A lot of vendors won't talk about they had a bad show. Oh, it was okay. It wasn't bad. We did good. That's because they don't want to upset the promoters if they find out they were talking about it. So it's one of those things, like, a lot of what you hear about shows, you have to take with a grain of salt.
But that's why you have to talk to the people at the show, the other creators.
Yeah. Well, the sad thing is, like I said, some of those creators won't give honest answers either. They'll go, "Oh yeah, it wasn't bad. We did okay." I've heard them.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, because they don't want to
made thousands of dollars. Sure,
yeah,
you
they
did.
don't want to upset the promoters, you know. So yeah, it's well, it's not about opinions. It's about factual numbers. If I do a show and we saw 100 people, that's a shitty show. That's fact. That's just foot traffic. Regardless of whether you did okay money wise or not, if you do a small show and you see less than 100 people, that's a bad show. You know, the last time I did Memphis Con, there was less than 300 people that came through that door on a Saturday. You know, and that's really bad. You know, I did a show in Nashville not too long ago. We saw maybe 50 people on a Saturday. That's bad. So like in that situation, it's not really about opinions. It's about the foot traffic and who was spending money. Because I've been to some shows where, you know, they did a really cheap door entry price or either free, and people just came and hung out. Like they weren't really buying stuff. You know, people walking around with no bags in their hands, no nothing. So like I said, some of it is opinion. Everybody's thoughts about a show varies. For me, if I break even on a show, it's a win. I don't have to make tons of profit to be a successful show. You know, so it all varies from person to person. I've seen some people do a show and, you know, they talk about they made $2,000 or $3,000 and then they talk about how that wasn't enough money.
Yeah.
You know, and I'd be like, well, you like, so you that's all the money made? Well, that's the money, that's the profit I made after my expenses and my table. Oh, okay. So you're bitching because you made $3,000. So you see, it's all perspective. So yeah, some of it's opinion, some of it's perspective, but on the business side, you know, we can't spend $1,000 to go somewhere and make $300. You know, so that's what kind of goes into it. But anyway, but yeah, a lot of it's perspective, a lot of it is opinion, a lot of it's people not wanting to give an honest opinion because they're scared they'll rock the boat. Because let's be honest, some promoters can be petty as hell. If you say something in the negative of light about their event, they will blacklist your ass.
George, did we invite William to the dance off?
Yeah, I'll give you the benefit on that. It's been like 3 years since I've been to Memphis, so hopefully they're doing better. I want Memphis to have I grew up around Memphis. I went to the Memphis shows when I was younger. I want them to do better. You know, and I'll probably give them another shot one of these days. You know, it's just sometimes, you know, their dates, you know, collide with bigger shows that I have to go to. And that applies to a lot of artists. So, so yeah, it just kind of bounces around.
Good morning, Matthew Cole. So George, should we invite William to the dance off at Texoma? There's going to be a dance off. Did you know?
You don't want to be in a dance off with me. I used to be a stripper. You'd lose. So.
Yeah, you got to keep your clothes on for this one.
$500 up. Well, we can do it. I don't dance for free.
George says, I feel like Will has moves. I'll let you guys dance it off. I have a bad hip. I'm 83 years old.
But yeah, so there's a lot of good shows I can give you a list for that I've done multiple times that are definitely worth, because you see, you are in the same boat as the way I am and the way Chris is and the way as some others are. We talk to everybody that walks by our table. So if the foot traffic is there, you know, we'll make our money. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
It's just, you got to make sure the foot traffic's there. You got plenty of singles.
He's going to make it rain.
Anakin Skywalker, when you said that. Oh, okay. I have no clue. That might be something you need to talk to your therapist about if you're imagining Anakin stripping. I don't know. So everybody knows you should be thinking about Darth Vader stripping.
His piece lights up red.
Yeah, exactly. Plus you get all those robotic attachments and everything. So I mean, you know,
get more bang for your buck.
Yeah, you get more bang for your buck. But so for those that don't know,
mechanical
exactly. For those that don't know, the Psycho Sal Kickstarter launches
today
in a little over 2 hours or a little under 2 hours. So at 11 a.m. we do the launch party. At noon we kick off the Kickstarter. Originally I was planning to go live at 9 and then launch the Kickstarter at 10, but I tried to move it a little bit to give you guys some time to sleep in, because apparently everybody needs to sleep in on Saturdays. But Lori missed my time change, and she woke herself up early to be here, which I appreciate. But
I'm here. I'm ready. Got the shirt on. He's like, at 11.
My imaginary conversation where I told her the time change. So it
didn't happen. I swear to God.
Well, I mean, you ladies expect us to read y'all's mind, so I just thought it worked both ways.
It's my fault. Andrea, no, help.
Andrea told me she told you. So
no, she didn't. Don't make her the bad guy.
Pretend conversation.
So we are going to do the launch party. I'll go back live at 11, and we'll do the launch party at 11. I've got some giveaways for you guys. We're doing a special thing for everybody that shows up during the launch that backs the Kickstarter. You'll get a 4x6 mini print of this design, except the only difference is it says "I survived Psycho Sal" on the bottom, which I don't have a picture of here on my computer, so that's why I'm showing you that one. So we will go live at 11. I don't know my favorite shows. I mean, favorite show.
You mean like, I think he means like Comic-Con. Which Comic-Con is your favorite?
Oh, sorry. I thought it meant like TV shows. New York is incredible. I got to do New York for the first time in 2024, and I got to do it again for back-to-back seasons in 2025. I love the guy who runs that. He's super nice, sweet guy. What's up, Marcelo? New York, hands down. I mean, it's the second largest Comic-Con in the country, next to San Diego. Mm-hmm. But San Diego is more of a pop culture con. If you consider true, pure Comic-Con, New York is actually the largest. San Diego is more of a pop culture. That's a great show. Second to that, I love MegaCon Orlando. I have a blast at that show. And I also enjoy Fan Expo Denver. I think that's probably my top three I can think of offhand. What about you, Lori? What's been your favorite as far as shows you've done so far?
I'm still pretty new when it comes to the con scene. Like, the farthest I am going this year, well, so far, is to San Antonio. So that's the farthest I will have gone in my trek, right? I haven't really been out of state. I don't really count Oklahoma as out of state because it's an hour.
Yeah.
Like, I'll have to go farther. Right. I'll have to go farther to San Antonio than I will to go to Oklahoma. Yeah. So, but I very much enjoy Chris Hayes and Kim Hayes when they put on a con. Those are the best experience because I know them. I know the crew that helps you check in. I know it's going to be organized. And I know that, there's a ton of people that I'm friends with. So besides you and Chris, there's Ken Salinas. There's, like Kevin Lewis is there. Lacey Kruger is there. Lauren Gibson and her mom are there. A lot of times V is there. And so it's like, it's our family, it's our crew that I get to see. And we always have a good time, always. And we always make money.
Texoma was a great one. Yeah, Texoma, if I'm counting mid-level cons or mid-size, Texoma hands down. But again, it's because everybody I know, like you just said, we all know the people that's there. Like, for those that may not know, my circle is super small. I have zero filter in my brain, in my mouth, and I have a zero tolerance for fake bullshit. So, I tend to keep my circle small. So the people that are usually in my circle are at that show. And it's people that I can sit around with and enjoy and talk. And I know there's no petty shit, and then the way Chris and Kim runs that show, promotes it, it's one hell of a good show. Yeah, hell yeah, Marcelo. Yeah, you guys did a great job on the interiors. For those that don't know, Marcelo is an interior artist and cover artist. He's done a couple covers for me, but he did the interior artwork for Psycho Sal, for those that don't know.
So I'm mad at you too, Marcella.
Uh-oh. What are you mad at him for?
Everybody involved. I'm mad at everybody.
Oh, that's right. She just read issue 9.
That picture that you posted, William, of just Andrea, just like you were in, you could tell you were in the world, like you were absorbed. There was nothing else going on. It was you and issue 9, and that was such a cool picture.
And I was stalling to read it because I didn't want it to end. You know, I wanted to keep going on, but I'm sitting there and I finally stopped stalling. I looked at all my beautiful covers and I opened it and I'm sitting there and I'm just like, and he's like, "Are you shaking?" I was like, "Yes, I'm shaking." I was like literally shaking.
Yeah, she was holding the book and her hand was just shaking. Like she was that nervous about reading that book.
Were you mad? Did you throw it at the end? That's what I want to know.
I didn't throw it. No, because you know.
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt it.
Yes.
I wanted to throw it.
You can't be throwing the Bible.
Right. I was like, did you want to throw it? Oh man, that ending. And William went back and forth. And like we talked about that ending to really fine tune it. Poor Marcella, we were like, nope, got to change it again.
Yeah, it was. But you know, I think that's why that book has been a big hit with fans, because you know, again, we definitely crossed some serious, goal lines with that book. I mean, you know, like we were talking about the other night. First off, creators creating a comic is a feat in itself. But then creators creating a book that ran the entire storyline that it was meant to run, so 9 issues, that's a massive feat. And to be successful on every damn one of the Kickstarters to where we stayed in the black and that fans have loved it. I mean, like we were talking about the other night, you know, Psycho Sal #1, just cover A is on par to pass 10,000 printed and sold around May. 2, 3, and 4 is close behind that. That's a huge feat also. To do those numbers on a #1 is one thing, but to do it in the only place you could buy it was at my table at shows or the Kickstarter, that's huge. And then to have the following issues do similar numbers, that's a huge ordeal. That's something to be super proud of. But that's because of the team. Like, you know, you guys came on, you guys respected what I was trying to do. You respected the timelines. You respected, because putting out technically 3 books a year, you know, Psycho Sal's been out 3 years and we wrapped it up this year. And so we dropped 3 Psycho Sals a year. That's huge. Most people are doing what? 1 book a year, maybe 1 book every year and a half, 2 years. That's kind of the norm. But that's a testament to you guys, to you and Chris and Marcelo and Dave Kemp and Marcia and everybody.
You drive that bus where you're like, you corral all the kittens and you're like, okay, cats, we're gonna make this happen. Like, and here's our deadline, right? This is when I need it by, and this is when we're gonna start production, and this is when we're gonna go. So you're the one that drives that bus. The rest of us are just like, yep, we're gonna do it. You know what I mean? But you set that goal. And so if it wasn't for you kind of herding the cats, it wouldn't get done. It wouldn't.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, because, you know, especially in our case, you know, because I'm not sitting around twiddling my thumbs. You know, I'm doing all these other covers for other people. I'm doing all these other, you know, commissions for people. And then I'm traveling to the shows. So, you know, yeah, it's a lot of work. I mean, a lot of people call it bragging, and that's fine. They can kiss my ass. But I'm proud of what we've done and what we've accomplished, because the majority don't get to do that. So and that's because of the fans. I mean, if the fans weren't showing up and enjoying the book, we wouldn't be here for any of the other issues. Yeah. But I think that's why the fans kind of latched onto it, is because, you know, it's not jokey. It's not, it's not, what's the description I'm trying to say? Like, it's not.
There's no corny. There's no comedy in the middle. There's no.
Right, it's all a serious read.
Unrelenting.
And we don't see that a lot in comics. You know, it's either over jokingly, dick and fart jokes, or it's, over sexualized, or it's just superhero stuff, which that's a dime a dozen. And I'm not bashing anybody that creates superhero stuff. But this is a hardcore read. And I think that's why we have people reading it that aren't comic fans.
I feel bad. I really do, because there is no, and this is the thing. When you guys get the omnibus, this is a lesson in dread. When you start at the beginning and you keep reading, there is no break. There is no relief. There's no comedic moment to kind of release you from this feeling that you're sitting in. It's oppressive, and it will sit with you for the entire book. It's it's a challenge. It's not, I don't know. It's a challenge to write that way, but it's an experience for the reader. It's this roller coaster that you have to get on, and it won't let you off. It's amazing. So, it's different than Path because of that. Like even in Path, we give you a little bit of comedy to kind of relieve some of the tension, but Psycho Sal is in your face, dude. It's not gonna.
Yeah, it's full on pressure from page 1 of book 1 to the last page of the last book. Like the pressure just keeps. I mean, like I tell people, the closest thing I can compare it to, because of the amount of reading I've done or movies I've watched, Hitchcock's the closest thing I can compare it to, because Hitchcock kind of writes that way. It's that heavy pressure from the start, and he just keeps applying it till the end, till you're uncomfortable. What were you gonna say, Sue?
Oh, I was just gonna say to Lori's point, even knowing that's how the storyline has been progressing, just this constant build, this constant heartbreak and sadness that you're going to experience. I get the last one, and that's part of why I was shaking so bad, was because I was like, there's going to be some point of redemption somewhere. There's like going to be something, and I'm just like holding out for that this whole time. And that's what I'm at, because I look for the rainbow.
I don't want to spoil nothing.
There were none. But you're right. I mean, it's just I'm tearing up thinking about it. Like I am like, it's good. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
It keeps you on the edge of your seat that entire time. There's never a chance where you get to relax.
No.
And so to read it as an omnibus, as it's intended, I think gives you the best experience. You know what I mean? Because I don't know if it's a good or bad thing, because the time in between the Kickstarters, at least you get to relax a little bit.
Yeah.
Right.
You do.
Now it's like be a Valentine's Day massacre. You got to sit with it the whole time.
And I love that. I'm glad it went that way, because for me personally, that's my favorite type of reading. I love those books that just keeps applying that tension and pressure to where you're on the edge of your seat the whole damn time.
Yeah.
Because you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Is it? Like, I think I did a reel at one point about reading Psycho Sal, and like every reaction I gave, I was just like, it's worse. Like, every time you get to the next one, it's just like, oh my God, I can't handle it.
The same thing applies to you too, though. Because with Path of the Pale Rider, it's not like every other Western that's out there. It's not like every other zombie type market that's out there. So, I mean, you did the same thing with that, even though you got these little moments of levity in there. And for everybody that might be wondering, that's kind of what you do. Normally, even with horror, you have these high spikes of high energy, and then you have these moments of levity to kind of bring people down, and then you go back. But yeah, Psycho Sal didn't do that. We just went all out and hardcore. Yeah.
Right. And I mean, like to your point though, we don't have dick and fart jokes.
Yeah.
Well, we have
no, not really. Yeah. But again, one little spot, you know what I'm talking about. There's some books out there that they try to be as
part of their character. They're silly and they're sarcastic, and like Jude St. Clair is using sign language to call people douchebag when they're playing poker cards. That's just who he is. So
right. So stuff like that is what makes you endearing to a character, because they have the little of what you would have said or something like that, as a person. But some books lean way too heavy into it, and they try to be as vulgar as they can. And don't get me wrong, if it's a specific character, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But when the whole damn story is trying to be that, to me, it's not funny anymore, and it's not entertaining. George, to answer your question, yes. So when I came to Chris and Lori about this book, it was always meant to be 9 issues. And the reason for that weird number, because that's actually a really weird number in comics. Most people don't do 9 books. They'll do 6 or they'll do 20 or they'll do whatever. The reason it was done that way is we wanted to do these perspective changes in the story, for those that may not know, that hasn't been done in comics that we're aware of. So the first 3 books, you're experiencing everything through the eyes of the lead FBI agents working the murders. When we get to 4, 5, and 6, we change the perspective on you, and now you're experiencing everything through the eyes of one of the victims. And then when we get to 7 through 9, now you're experiencing more of it through the eyes of Psycho Sal. And yeah, you're not going to like him, because that was one of those things I expressed to Chris when he came on to help write 1, 2, and 3, and then Lori came on for 4 through 8, and then Chris came back for issue number 9. That was one of the main things I told them. There cannot be levity in this book. No one-liners, no jokes, no killer with a sense of humor. It had to be hardcore, because sadly in horror comics and even in regular comics, too many people want to side with the bad guy. Because he's funny or he's got a sob backstory or whatever the case may be. People tend to do that. So that was one of the things I was explicit about. You cannot side with him. And I think we definitely hit the mark with that. Because if you're siding with him in this book, you really need to go check into a hospital.
You need therapy. And probably not just drugs, electroshock.
Yeah, probably just go ahead and jump the bar and go for a lobotomy and be done with it. But I think we need to bring back.
Yeah, there's no humanization of this guy. It's
no, there's no sob backstory. Like, he is just pure hate running. I mean, that's all it is. I mean, he's 6'5", 300 pounds of just evil, and he's just evil for the sake of being evil. Hey, what's up, Chris? Chris, you want to come on and chat for a few minutes before your store opens? Chris is going to be stuck in his comic shop today working the store. So you want to come on and chat a little bit and give your little spin on Psycho Sal, since you were a big part of it? Yeah, I think your door's open at 10 or something, right? Even though you should have been up at 4 a.m. like the rest of us.
No one was up at 4, including you.
Hey, I made it to 4:30. And then I got out of bed at like around, I don't know, 6.
Andrea,
I was trying not to disturb her, so I was just making posts on Facebook and promoting.
Does Andrea sleep through when you do you wake up when he gets up, or?
I can sleep through a tornado.
Yeah.
Sirens will go off and I will not wake up. My daughter will come running into my room. Mom, there's the sirens. I was like, okay, if it gets me, it gets me. Just let me die in my bed. Go away. I was sleeping.
She's one of those people that has, I think she's got 28 alarms on her phone to wake up.
See, and that's me too. That's me too. Because William's like, get up, and I'm like, I'm not. Even if I'm up, it doesn't mean I'm gonna be effective.
You gotta be rolling. What you talking about?
I will do everything wrong and just have to redo it. Like, let me sleep.
See, I don't know what it is. I've always been that way. Like, I've always woke up early, and I'm not sluggish. Like, when I wake up, I'm wired. I'm ready to go. And my normal routine is I usually wake up around 4:30, and I'll lay there and play on my phone or try to doze back off till about 5:30 or 6, and then I get up. I just can't lay there anymore. So worst case scenario, I'm usually out, unless it's a Saturday and she's here and I'm just kind of hanging out in the bedroom. I'll usually get out of bed 6 at the latest, but then it's straight to the stove. I cook my breakfast. I sit down. I answer emails and PMs while that's cooking. Then when that's done, I start packaging stuff that needs to go to the post office that day, and then I start promoting stuff. And then I immediately jump to work, and
I wish I was that way.
That's what I'm saying. I think
now you heard her. She says she wishes she was that way. So I'm going to help her from now on.
No. We're just not built that way.
Oh, you didn't answer her?
I really feel like when we were evolving as humans, there were people that were wired to be awake in the morning to like feed the animals, do the, get the crops, whatever. And And then there was people like me who were supposed to sit around the campfire at night and keep the predators at bay and poke them with the spear, right? That's me. I was the one awake at night so that you could sleep to get up in the morning. See?
Well, the weird thing is like younger, it was even that way then. I used to do the whole routine where when I was younger, I'd be up till, midnight, 1 a.m. playing video games when I was younger. And then even as a young adult, and then I was up at 7 going to work, and I used to sleep all through the night. Now I don't. Once we had our first kid, like that sleep through, like the slightest sounds, I'm awake. And it's been that way ever since. So I don't know. It's gotten worse. Like, I'll try to stay up, and I'll just be like exhausted around 9:30 and can't hardly keep my eyes open. So I'll stop working or I'll stop messing whatever I'm doing in there, watching YouTube or whatever. And I'll try to go to bed, and hell, then I'll still end up laying in the bed, till 11 o'clock before I really just can't keep my eyes open anymore. And then I doze off, and then I'm waking up every few hours, So yeah, I just don't sleep much. So
George.
Oh, what do you say? Yeah, exactly. It's from all that time stripping, just, tug of wars and everything else, it's crazy.
Tug of war.
Y'all never played tug
Bye,
of war?
everybody. See you later.
But we'll teach you guys. But that's right. Chris is working on his doll maker Kickstarter, getting that stuff shipped out. Oh, and a heads up, everybody, the Psycho Sal books from the other printer should be here in the next day or two. It shipped the other day. So the medals and the embossed and all that. The hats are supposed to be here before Wednesday for the backers who spent over $80 on the Kickstarter. So we got the Psycho Sal hats coming. Also, the stretch goals and everything should be here mid next week. And then we'll just start shipping out Psycho Sal books. But so back to what we were talking about with.
Wait, I just want to remind people. Chris Hayes wrote number 9. So when you're mad, it's like, don't come for me.
You're all going down.
We're all in trouble.
I know. I was like, I know I helped get us to that point, but go complain to Chris Hayes. Yeah.
I'm still my crosshairs for number 8.
She's still upset about issue 8.
No, I'm sorry.
8 hurt me drastically.
Oh yeah,
she was
sitting on the couch reading that one and bawling.
It was supposed to. I mean, like that was the whole point.
You did a great job.
Oh, poor Angela. She had to read issue 8, and then she read issue 7, Path, and she was like, "Lori Calcaterra, you're on my shit list."
But
Chris, I'm gonna turn off my messages.
Yeah, but that again, back to what we were talking about me personally, that's the stuff I like to read. I like books and TV shows and comics and all this stuff where people aren't afraid to shake stuff up or even kill off, certain characters and things like that. I like the concept of anybody could go at any minute. I hate plot armor, I don't mind a little of it, but too many people crutch on it too hard these days. They're scared to eliminate, certain characters or co-characters or however you want to word it. So, I don't know. I like it like that. And I'm assuming everybody in this damn chat's going to be buying an omnibus day. Y'all better show up. Y'all begged me for that damn omnibus for 2 years. Don't make me send out
show up because I'm putting it together. It's a lot of work.
Right, it is 200. Like as of right now, it's 204 pages, and we still got to add a few more. So I figure by the time it's all said and done, it's going to be like 208, 210 pages. That's huge. That book is big.
You love me?
Yeah.
Go get one because I put all those 200 pages together.
Yeah, she does. Lori's got to help me with that. She's going to be doing all the setups, and the way we're doing the omnibus, it'll be a really smooth read for you guys. So it'll just be the book. There won't be no credits pages in between there on the issues. There's no issues. It's just the pages aren't even numbered. It's just from start to finish. And we're going to throw in, there'll be some advertisement stuff in there for Path of the Pale Rider and Charter Comics and my books with Art of William Russell. But we'll also have a few behind the scenes pages that I'm going to send Lori, character designs for characters, or layout designs for some of the pages, or the pencils for some of the covers. So I'm going to give her a few of those to put in the back of the book. At some point, I wanted to do a few pages in there that highlighted all the covers that's been done for Psycho Sal, but no, that ain't happening. I mean,
yeah, like you're gonna add another 60 pages.
I mean, every single Kickstarter had anywhere between 6 to 8 covers. We've had 7 Comic-Con exclusives for #1. We've had 5 or 6 comic shop exclusives for #1. We've had Comic-Con exclusives for #2 and #3. Like, I got to thinking about it. I can't do it, guys, because I have to pay for every page.
Yeah.
And the bigger the book, the heavier it is. So you start adding in 20 more damn pages, that's a lot. So
and that could always be a future project for a coffee book table. All the covers in one book,
Genius.
Yeah, well, we're going to do another. We did one once before, and I got to go back and do it. But we did a art of, Psycho Sal, and we'll do that at some point. We'll create an art book that's all it is an art book for Psycho Sal, and it will be a collection of all the covers that's ever been on that book, like a giant checklist. Yeah, so Lori and I, so when we first started this, I was just giving Chris my notebook, and my notebook would be, yay thick, and just tons of pages of what needs to happen, who's involved, what's going on. And he would take that and he would add to it. And then Lori and I started working on issue 4 and up, and we started doing the little Zoom meetings. And I'd tell her, I'd break out my notebook and I'd go through everything, and Lori would just be writing it all down.
I type really fast.
All of this is handwritten.
He talked fast and I typed fast, so it worked.
Yeah, because sadly my brain is all over the place.
Put it over here. Put it over here. Yeah. I had notes in different colors depending on which phone call we were on.
But the other thing too, and this is this is a kudos to both Chris and Lori, because I've never. I don't know how to write. My notes is the closest I've gotten to writing. I've kind of dipped in my foot into it a little bit with Cursed Moonlight and Rise of the Mummy. I worked on those for months and months to write the story out, and then converted into a script took me even longer. But so because I wasn't bottlenecked by any type of teachings or anything, Psycho Sal evolved. And Lori and Chris both allowed that to happen. Like they didn't try to well, now you said all this over here was what was happening. They let the story evolve also, even in their writing for the script and stuff. They let the ideas just kind of turn into what it wanted to be, because the way Psycho Sal was originally designed and who he was is completely different than what he became. And the story itself, what it was supposed to end at, evolved into what you'll read in issue #9. I definitely appreciated that. They didn't try to force it into a certain box or anything like that.
You can't force William Russell into a box. It's like saying, no one puts baby in a corner.
That's right. Nobody puts baby in a corner. And I mean, do you so seeing that experience, how that character evolved and that story evolved, do you think that's something that you've seen happen maybe in Path of the Pale Rider and stuff too?
No.
Or you're strict, like this is what's going on, this is what has to happen, and you got it planned out? Because I had the 9 issues planned.
Yeah.
Everything, who he was, how he was, to how it ended, and it all evolved. I mean,
but I think the difference is that when you brought me on, you were still writing the story. I wrote Path in its entire, the first 12 issues I wrote as one, because I finished it in 2018, and then I started the second arc. And so I actually went back and I fine-tuned that first arc over the time that I was writing the second arc. And so at this point, that you can't really wiggle too much, because it would mess up what's going to happen later. So it's that tight of look at that. It's that tight of a script. So
Gotcha.
Generally, it's just ready to go. It's like, Gilbert, here's a script, off you go. It's like
Gotcha.
and here's the next one, and here's the next one, and so it's just ready to go. It's just a matter of me running the Kickstarter, going to print, all of that.
Right. Yeah, I think I don't know. I think if I'd tried to fight it, I don't know if we would have gotten what we got. Because
No, and that's
obviously
collaboration is the best part.
Yeah.
The collaboration is the best part. Usually you have this idea, and when someone else gets to participate in that idea, like, I love walking around in other people's worlds, right? It's great fun for me. I'm always looking for a new genre, a new challenge. And I just let my mind go with it. So it's like, here's what I think about your world and where we could go. And it's always like, it elevates the idea when you have other people that participate. So 100%.
I agree, because I like what he's he's evolved into, because he's really now, I don't want to spoil nothing for anybody, obviously, but he's definitely evolved farther than just a normal guy.
Yeah.
And the creepiness, like the creepiness of that. And again, I know everybody toots their own horn about their damn books. I get that, but that book is creepy. Like, I mean, I've had fans come up to me at shows, like I was telling you the other day, that they've read that book and like they won't go to bed without looking in their closet. Like, this one lady was like, she was like, "You suck." She was like, "I hate you." She was like, every time I go to bed, I have to go look in my closet. She's like, every damn time I leave somewhere at night, I look in the backseat of my car. And I was like, good. That's the point. That's what you should be doing.
I wonder if they have plastic tuning forks you can get in bulk on Amazon.
I think you're reading my mind. I was just thinking, as long as I don't find a tuning fork in my house, I'm good.
I was like, this is your job, Andrea. It's like when William is at a table and he's talking about it and he's like pitching the book, your job is to like nonchalantly slip a tuning fork into their pocket while they're not looking.
There you go.
Doing it.
Yeah, I may have to do that. I may have to get some tuning forks and start leaving them randomly on people's tables at shows.
Just slip them into people's pockets. Like, but later on, they're reading the book and they're like, ah!
What do you think with because I want to talk about Path to Pale, right? I know we're launching Psycho Sal here in an hour. Launching the launch party in an hour, and the Kickstarter at noon. What do you think about with the character of Jude and how he is in that world? How would you label him as far as his character goes? Would you label him as more that, he does what needs to be done because it needs to be done? Or would you label him more along the line, he just reacts to the environment as it reacts to him? Because like I like to think that Victor and Sarah, the main FBI agents in Psycho Sal, I like to think of him as like the legitimate old school moral type person that does right because right is right. You know what I mean? And, he's that's his mentality. And then I think Sarah is more of the hard ass, because for those that don't know, Sarah Dinks in the book, she's a straight up badass. She is not one of those insert random sexy chick to be the bimbo in the story. Like, she's a legit gun-toting, fighting badass. And, and I don't mean let me talk down to all the men so I feel badass. She proves it, and she doesn't have to belittle other people to prove it. So she's a bit more of that hard line, where he's a bit more of that moral compass and, type of thing. How would you label Jude in that storyline with Path?
Jude is a sarcastic bastard that is too stubborn to quit. He has a mission. He has his own set of morals, which have been formed by the world and walking through it. So he might be more willing to see the undead as human than others, because of his experiences and like the story that he goes through, like issue 4 and issue 5. But he is definitely a sarcastic bastard, and he's nuanced, because at one point you're like, why are you still doing this? Like, why haven't you moved on from this mission? And he says, because I am terrified. I don't want to go through that. I've seen it happen over and over. I've seen the trauma. I've seen the rot. I've seen all. Thank you for that, for totally derailing what I was saying. Anyway, he's too stubborn to quit, and he's gonna figure it out. But the question is will he be able to put things back to the way it was?
Right.
So that's Jude.
And Chris, I had to put that in there so I could give you 60-year-old men this false idea that you could get a young piece of booty. So, I was trying to help you guys out, you old guys. So had to give you hope there were still chances. You didn't have to go buy that Corvette.
One of my favorite parts to write is Sarah. What is his name? What's the guy? Sykes. And when their interactions were fun to write. I was like, all right, here we go.
Yeah, that one. And he's not as old as he looks. Some guys just have gray hair at a younger age. He's probably in his, 40s, 50s, I guess. I don't know. I didn't give him that much thought about it, but it's, I don't know. I mean, it's definitely, it's weird. Like I've been doing this 8 years, and we've got Psycho Sal that's finished. We have Curse Moonlight. We have Rise of the Mummy for my IPs. I'm working on the story, for Sentinel, Veil of the Damned, that deals with our veterans and PTSD and depression and suicide, that's coming this year. And like, it's surreal. Like I sit down in there sometimes, when I'm here by myself and I'm working or whatever, and I think about what, that I've done in the last 3 years and how the fans reacted. And it's like, I still can't really wrap my head around it, that I sit here and go, you're a comic creator. You have a successful IP. You have something the fans have reacted to and they enjoy. And like, that's a weird, like I when I was in the insurance world, people liked me and because I gave them something that benefited their life. When I was in the casino world, I gave people entertainment. So I get the concept, but it's still a weird thing to think about it being a comic thing. Is it like that for you too, that you sit back and go, holy shit, I can't believe people are enjoying what I enjoy?
Yeah, exactly. And especially because a lot of times we start writing because this is the kind of stuff that we want to read.
Yep.
Right. I love horror. I love zombie genre specifically. I love playing Fallout. Movies like Book of Eli and spaghetti westerns and like Cocaine Bear. And that's the stuff that I love. And so I wrote it into a story that I would want to read because I'm sick and tired of all the same bullshit from Hollywood, right? Yeah. It's like reboot, recycle. I harp on this all the time. So I was like, I'm just gonna write it. And so, at some point I was letting people read the script. And that's when it was like, hey, this is super good. You got to let other people read this. What are you doing with this? And it was like, well, I wasn't planning on anything. And they're like, you have to pitch this to Netflix, or you have to do something with it because it's too good to just let it sit. And so that was eye-opening, that people were like, I want to read more. What happens next? Where does this character go? How does it all work out? Right. And so when you start putting it into the world and you start talking about it, it's amazing to see that not only do people like the same things as you, but it's like, you need to keep going because we need this in our life.
Yeah. Because I'm a numbers guy. So I keep up with a lot of the stuff pertaining to shows and appearances and what sells and what doesn't, what type of cover sells versus others. And when I go back, again, 9 Kickstarters for Psycho Sal, and all of them have been successful. And I mean, really decently successful for it being a horror comic. And when I look at those numbers, we average around the same 100 to 140 backers. And when I look at the names that's on every single Kickstarter, out of that 100, 140, 90% of it are return fans.
Mm-hmm.
That was there on day one Kickstarter. You know what I mean? And then you sprinkle in a few new backers or whatever that's jumped on the train. So that's been really damn cool to see also, is that the majority of the backers are all returning fans. Do you see similar, like when you look at your Kickstarters, it's similar with you too?
Absolutely. And that's a testament to the fandom, right? Because when they're reading, they enjoy and they understand, like, I have to keep showing up to support this so it can continue. And I have found so many new backers because the fandom is talking about what I do. You know what I mean? Like Josh Booth that was in the chat earlier, who he's talking about coming to Texoma. He's a friend of Lacey Kruger, and Lacey was like, "Hey, I'm doing this cover for Path, but you got to check it out." And he loves it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And he's another one of those, like you say, William. There was like, I wasn't really into comics. He's like, I never really read comics. He's like, until I started reading Path, and now I'm hooked. You know, and so it's amazing what word of mouth does. And so it's great to see those returning backers, but it's also great to see the new faces and the new names too. It's like, oh, I'm so glad you're here. And I'm always jealous when people are like, they do the catch up tier, so they're getting like 1 through 8 in a box. And it's like, can you imagine binge reading? You know, it's like the same thing. Like if people found you at the omnibus, it's like, I'm so jealous that you get to sit there and just binge read Psycho Sal 1 through 9 in your first sitting.
Yeah, because even with us doing Psycho Sal as fast as we did without hindering any type of quality, it was still 3 months in between each book.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a pretty long wait. You know, and I can't imagine anybody having to wait more than a year to get a book.
It's hard for the continuity. It's hard to keep the fans engaged between that long. I strive to do 2 books a year. I would love the goal. I mean, like, I'm with you. I would love to do 3 books a year or 4 books a year, but the people have lives, and it's hard to just, like, between the production and the formatting and getting it through all the stages and editing and printing and then waiting and shipping. It takes however long it takes. So we're not Marvel and DC. We can't do it.
That old comparison. Yeah, it comes back to the old comparison, time or money.
Yeah.
Because I spend a shitload of money to do 3 books a year.
Yeah.
I have to have a whole team of people working on that book to get that book done in that time frame. So I sacrifice the money profit that I could have made doing the majority of it myself for the time. Because you know, again, if I was doing it myself, even if I was doing, you know, half of it myself, you'd still be seeing maybe 1 book a year. You know,
it just takes
because
time,
of all the other work I'm doing and all the travel I do. I mean, I travel to 25 shows a year. You know, I do 2 to 3 appearances per month from February to November. You know, so then cover work for all these other projects. You know, I looked up, I divided it up the other day. I'm doing like almost 10 covers a year.
You did 3 for mine.
Yeah. I mean, hell, this is February, and I mean, I've already done 5 covers already.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, yeah, you either give up the time and the fans wait longer, or you give up the money profit and, you know, eats into what you would have made by paying all these other people to do it. Hell yeah, there you go, Chris. Awesome. But yeah, it's so much work. Like, and that's one of the reasons we do these lives every once in a while, and we talk about, you know, what's going on behind the curtain, the cost. Like, a lot of people don't want to talk about the cost in this stuff, and I don't know why. I think the more educated and informed the fans are, you know, what it costs us to travel for shows and do shows, what it costs us to create these books or these T-shirts or these hats. I think it allows them to understand better why we have to charge the prices we charge for stuff, you know, and it gives them a lot, you know, a lot more information for them to decide, okay, yeah, I want to back that. I get it now. I understand it. I totally get where they're coming from with the prices and the time and all that. So
I think it makes sense. And it's also like something to be said about people wanting to come with you on the journey.
Yeah.
They like to see you, they want to see you succeed, but it's like for them to be like, okay, Lori is here in her journey. What does she need, or what is she working on? I always let them see like, hey, I'm working on, like right now I'm making more mini books. Like I'm making more mini books for you guys, and I'm making hot sauce next week, and I'm rebinding books. It's like it's part of the journey that they want to be a part of. So why would you not?
Yeah, I agree, because without the fans, I mean, we don't have anything.
Right.
I mean, it's still, like I've said this many times, and I still experience it at a lot of shows. I can't fathom how artists treat fans as if the fans owe them something.
Yeah,
That blows my mind.
Yeah.
And because I don't give a shit whether you're Jim Lee or David Finch or any of these super big names down to the minor names. You walk away tomorrow, the machine rolls on like you never mattered. But you take away all the fans, we don't have nothing. No indie creations, no artwork, no commissions, no Comic-Cons, no nothing. And so I like showing the behind the curtain stuff, helping fans be a bit more involved and informed. I like going live. Like I've had people tell me that I go live too much. What are you doing? You're supposed to be, you're giving fans a misinterpretation of what it is. You should be creating this illusion of what's the word I'm looking for? Rarity and that you're not available to them at all times.
Why?
And I'm like, that's got to be the dumbest shit I've. Now, don't get me wrong, it works, because a lot of times this industry operates like a bad relationship. The more you ignore the fans and treat them like shit, the more they chase you. I'm just gonna be blunt. I've seen it happen all the time. And the more love you show, the more they treat you like, well, I can go talk to that guy anytime, because he's available all the time. So the psychology of it is true. The game works. I'm not playing the game. It annoys the shit out of me. If I want to talk to somebody that I'm supporting, I want to talk to them. I don't want to talk to a handler. I don't want to send them a message on Facebook and it take them 6 months to answer me, because they're playing the game. So I don't know. I think the fans deserve it. I think they deserve our appreciation and our love and our interaction. And I think it creates better ride or die fans. I really do. Now, are some fans are going to overlook you because you're there all the time? Yes, they are. They're going to chase the people that want to charge you $40 for their first name signature and then charge you $100 to get their last name signature. I'm not going to call no names, but so there's going to be people that chase that for whatever weird reason. But I think the interaction, that the type of stuff we do and other people do like this, and talking about behind the scenes and talking about the projects and bringing the fans in and making them feel they matter, which they do, and making them feel involved. I think that's where you get the ride or dies. I think that's why we have 100+ return people on every damn Kickstarter that's been there since day one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Yeah, I think what those type of people are doing is they're manufacturing value.
Mm-hmm.
When they're overpricing and overpricing and pulling away their time, they're giving you the look that they're valuable, and so they're manufacturing your need to interact with them, even if it's just a tiny bit.
Yeah, it is, and it works for some. Now, luckily, it doesn't work for all. A lot of fans don't play that game either. So some do, some don't. But yeah, that's a good point, George. I think pulling the curtain back definitely shows that, because a lot of people don't realize, we're not Marvel. We're not DC. We don't get to print in Canada 80,000 copies of book and get them for $1 a piece. We're printing in the US, which costs us more money. And just the printing costs is almost $5 a book. Like on last Kickstarter, like I said, I'm a numbers guy. I took all the books that were ordered off the Kickstarter, what it cost to create the book, from artwork to writing to lettering to everything, every aspect of value to that book, versus and with the printing and the shipping and the shipping supplies. I divided it all up over those books printed on the last Kickstarter, and it averaged $15 a book. That's what it costs. And then we're over here selling our books for $15 and $20 and $10, depending on the Kickstarter. for my book, like I can't speak for other people, but for mine, it was $15 a book, and I was selling the cheapest books on the Kickstarter for $15. So yeah, it is expensive. Now, could we save some money on printing by printing in China? Yep. But it would still cost, you know, and now you're waiting 6 months to get your books from China.
The time. And then also the IP, because they can take your product and sell it and you would never know.
That too.
You would never see profit from it. And good luck if you want to sue them over stealing your IP.
Bingo.
You can't. So it's a risk.
Yeah, it really is. All right. So, and I know you've got a show at 11, and then we're going live with the pre-launch party at 11. So, Lori, give them your information, where they can find you, and give them a quick spiel about your Path of the Pale Rider, in case we got somebody new tuning in on YouTube or Facebook.
Yes, I am Lori Calcaterra, writer, creator of Path of the Pale Rider and some of the Psycho Sal. I'm on the team. You can find me on Facebook, on Instagram. I'm on X sometimes, not usually. I'm on TikTok. I'm on a lot of the things, and you can either look up Path of the Pale Rider or Lori Calcaterra. It's pretty easy to find me. My SEO is great. So I'm easy to find. I would love it if you took a swing by on our Kickstarter, which is live right now. It is live until March the 6th. We have a lot of really cool goodies that you're not going to find on any other campaigns, including hot sauce and wooden covers and the Angry Path, which is 9 covers, 8 issues with all William Russell covers, which is amazing. I don't know anybody else who has, like, you know, that many variant covers from a single artist that are all gorgeous. Look at it. So definitely swing by. That's where you're going to get the biggest bang for your buck, because we're unlocking stretch goals there. So yeah, you can buy all these books off my website, but if you get them from the Kickstarter, you get the poker cards and the scratch and sniff stickers and the 16 extra PDFs, and, you know, you can participate in the slice and dice, and we're going to unlock more poker cards, and there's coffee beans on the horizon and air fresheners and all this crazy stuff that I can think of. It's all coming. And so definitely go there. If you happen to find this after the Kickstarter is done, I will have late pledges, but all the merch, all the cool, like the t-shirts and the hats and it's all turned off. So get there when campaign is live to make sure you can order your bottle of hot sauce along with your comic book.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
And also keep in mind, guys, supporting the actual Kickstarters is where we get to see what the real numbers look like.
Right.
Because for me, I don't do late pledges. You better pledge mine while it's live, because I don't do late. So, but yeah, so make sure you guys are following the Kickstarter. Make sure you guys go support it. And for those that don't know, they don't take the money from you today. They don't take it from you till the day the Kickstarter ends, when it's over. So, you know, don't be one of those people, oh, well, I got to wait till the last day. And then, you know, don't do that. You're going to miss out on stuff, because a lot of stuff on Kickstarters is limited print run stuff.
Yes.
So you may miss it completely. So make sure you guys go check that out. I've got 3 covers on there, for 2 for issue number 8 for the Naughty and Nice. Then we got a throwback cover for issue number 2. And then, like she said, the Angry Bundle. If you've missed out on my covers, you can go grab whichever one you missed, or grab the entire run.
Yep.
Definitely grab the entire run if you don't have it, because that's, like she said, the most bang for your buck, because you get one of the books for free. So technically it's 9 books. So you get the Naughty variant for issue number 8 for free also. But yeah, so thank you, Miss Lori, for hanging out with me a little bit this morning, so we could talk about those projects and the industry a little bit in general. Guys, don't forget, I will be going live again at 11 a.m. So about 50 minutes from now, we're going to do the launch party for Psycho Sal Omnibus Collector's Edition Kickstarter. The Kickstarter will officially launch at noon today. So come hang out with us. We're going to be live for a couple hours. We want to try to break some of the records from Psycho Sal number 9. I'd love to see this pass 5K in the first 3 minutes. We broke some crazy numbers on the last Kickstarter. For those that may not be aware, Psycho Sal is about a serial killer in New Orleans in the 1980s. It is this is a collector's edition omnibus with all 9 books of the storyline in one convenient hardback and softback versions. These are larger than normal comic books. I believe they are 10.5 inches tall by 7 inches wide. And like I said, we'll have the regular cover, but we'll also have some of the blood variants. So you guys come back at 11. I'll see you in 50 minutes. We're going to go grab some food real quick and get ready for that. But thank you, Miss Lori. I appreciate it. And thank you to everybody that hung out with us this early in the morning on a Saturday.
And I'd say good luck on your launch, but I know it's going to kick ass. And I'm going to be live at 11 o'clock on a show. It's Saturday morning talk with Ed Davis, who's another creator. And even though I'm going to be there, I'm going to have the Kickstarter pulled up because I always like to fight for being backer number 1.
Nice.
That's my notoriety. Yeah. I'm usually backer number 1 on your campaign. So I try to be there. So,
and don't forget, guys, everybody who's here this morning at 11 a.m. For the launch, when we launch at noon, everyone who backs that Kickstarter right here on day 1 during that launch party, you will get a free, all physical backers will get a free 6x9 mini print of that cover that says "I survived Psycho Sal" on it. So, all right, Miss Lori, enjoy your show. Good luck on everything.
Thank you.
And I will see you a little later.
I'm sure you will.
All right, later.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
All right, guys. So there you go. Like I said, 50 minutes from now, we launch the launch party. I will be doing some giveaways for the backers who back the Kickstarter. Then all backers that back it at noon get the free mini print. We will have commissions. So here's the way this one, there's only a few things on the tiers. Then there's some other stuff on the add-on section. This will be a smaller Kickstarter than any of the others for things to get. We will have advertisement spots for those that might want to advertise their comics or their business or whatever. We have a full front page ad that'll go on the front inside of the cover. Then we have 2 half-page ads that will go on the inside rear cover. Those will be on there. There's only 1 of the full page, 2 of the half-page ads. Those will be on there. They're in the add-on section. They're not on the tier section. I will have in the add-on section, you can, if you missed it, you can get a copy of Cursed Moonlight cover A. You can get a copy of Rise of the Mummy. You can also get a Psycho Sal t-shirt in the add-ons. You can get a Cursed Moonlight t-shirt if you want to support the werewolves. The sketch options will be in the add-on also if you want to get a sketch cover on a Psycho Sal blank of any of the characters from the book. But yeah, so we'll see you guys in about 45 minutes. Thank you again for hanging out with us this early. 11 a.m., guys, 45 minutes. Make sure you guys show up and show out. I want to do some stupid big numbers on this. I want to beat some of the stuff we set with Psycho Sal number 9. I think on number 9, I think we were over 4,000 in the first few minutes that it was live, I believe. Yeah. And guys, I do have the paid overtime option turned on this Kickstarter. And I made these omnibus as affordable as I possibly can. And they are great prices, especially the softback and, the regular cover softback and the blood cover softback. I gave you guys a really good price on that. There's not a lot of profit room. For those that don't know, when you're making a 200+ page omnibus, it is expensive. So I gave you guys the best prices I could give you. The pay over time option is turned on. So grab as much as you can. When the Kickstarter ends, they take whatever you bought, they split it into 3 payments. They take the first payment the day the Kickstarter ends. Then they take the second payment 30 days later. And then they take the third payment 30 days after that 30 days. So take advantage of it. Swing for the fences, get you some stuff. I even have the Lovers Bundle on there, which is all 4 books. So the regular trade dress softback, the blood trade dress softback, and then the hardbacks, regular trade dress, and the hardback blood cover. So you can get all 4 books, all 4 variants in a bundle. That is a really good damn price too. But anyway, we're going to get off here, grab some food. See you guys in 45 minutes. And thanks for hanging out. Later, guys. Yep. Sure thing, Michael, Cameron, everybody. See you in a little bit.